evening, everybody. Joe Tessitore and Teddy Atlas welcoming you to the MGM Grand here on the Vegas Strip in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada for tonight's main event. 12 rounds of welterweight action between the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, and Sugar Shane Mosley. Oscar De La Hoya's making his way to the ring with a determined giddy-up in his step. Shane Mosley's on his way to the ring. You can see it in his eyes. You just know he's got that feeling tonight.
Okay, guys, we went over the rules in the dressing room. Let's touch gloves.
Everybody's been waiting for these two to meet up. Now they do, as round one is underway.
When a high stamina fighter is fighting another guy who's very well conditioned, is there any tendency for maybe some doubts to creep into his mind?
Yeah, there always are, because you always want to have the edge. We're human beings. Boxers are no different. They want to say they have a little edge in that area, but they need to know that this is exactly what they're ready to do.
Able to get rid of that one. What a good counter punch by Sugar Shane. Able to dismiss it. Sugar Shane Mosley's swelling will not be what his corner wants to see. Halfway through round number one. Both these guys obviously hopeful that their cut men will be up to the task tonight. What does it take to be a great cut man?
And you know, that's a great question. First of all, you better have the right coagulants, the right chemicals, the right medications in that corner. Avatine, adrenaline, and you have to have Vaseline where you can put it on it. But the most important thing, you have to be calm. You can't panic. And you have to put pressure on that cut, just the right amount of pressure. And then you put those medicines in it, and then you better have a fighter that can give you a round or two. He can move around and not get caught right away. Give the medicine a chance to work.
Blocks the headshot. Throws a counter punch there. Final 10 seconds of round number one. Well-placed counter punch by Mosley. And this round comes to an end. A round that was highly entertaining. They put forth a non-stop effort.
Well, that's the styles that they figured to bring to this fight. Both guys with good motors.
You need to capitalize on his mistakes. I want to see that counter hook. Make him pay for his mistakes. Hey, don't waste energy.
Here we go, round 2 is underway. He just missed that shot up top. De La Hoya's swelling will have to be dealt with immediately.
I remember sitting ringside in 1997 when Shane Mosley was able to defeat Philip Holliday and claim his first lightweight world title. Teddy, many said, boy, he could be a lightweight champ that reigned for years. He was a supreme lightweight, then he went up in weight.
Yeah, he did, and that's what winds up happening. You know, in the old days, it happened sometimes because they couldn't keep their weight anymore. They moved up. But nowadays, it happens in search of more money because there's nobody at the lightweights. You move up looking for the big money fights.
Oh, that's gotta hurt. Shane Mosley stunned and staggered.
Hey, no holding, no holding. Come on, punch it out.
He is staggered and stumbling. Dismisses his opponent's headshot. Oscar De La Hoya is proving to be elusive. De La Hoya's side to me is getting worse as things continue on here. Teddy, he's got to be very conscious of that, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, and his corner has to be too. They got to be thinking about if it gets to the point where he can't defend himself, they have to do something. Obviously, they didn't come here thinking they were going to have to do. Stop this fight.
Mosley's cut man is going to need to be all over this side. The swelling seems to be getting worse.
Well, it's kind of like being a gardener. You have to start getting in there before the weeds come up. You can't wait until the weeds are all over the place and then pull them up. You're going to destroy those beautiful rose bushes. Well, it's the same thing here. You got to get to this eye before the swelling's there. You got to put that end swell, that cold piece of metal, onto that place early on.
End of the round there. He was able to stun his opponent. Teddy, when you're training a guy that's coming off a round where he just got to his man, what do you do? Do you say, hey, I saw that and here's how you did it? How do you approach that?
Well, you want to make sure you remind them exactly what you're talking about, how he set it up. Don't think about just a big punch that landed. Remember how you got to that point.
Listen, I want you to pick his jab. That's right. Pick his jab. When he throws the jab, you just focus on the fight. We'll take care of this swelling. Get on that. Get on that.
So here we are, a new round underway, and in that last round, he got tagged. He got hit pretty hard, Teddy.
Yeah, he did. He got caught. Now, the first thing is, we all know he got caught, but why did he get caught? He has to be able to decipher that in his head. He has to be able to have the answer to that so it doesn't happen again.
Nice block by Sugar Shane. Oscar De La Hoya is proving to be elusive. Well done that time, landing the counter punch. You always say punchers are born, Teddy. But what about a guy's ability to withstand big punches? What about a guy's chin?
You know, that's an interesting point. Part of it is physical, and you know what it is? It's the neck. That's the shock absorber, but most of it's mental. You have to want to take the punches. You have to will yourself through the punches. This guy has some will.
Oscar De La Hoya is very proud of his Mexican-American heritage. He comes from East LA, but yet there was always a struggle at certain stages of his career to align with that demographic, compared to how easily Fernando Vargas, a Southern California rival, had it with that audience.
I think he felt like, and he still feels that way, and to a certain extent that drives him on. He sort of had to earn their respect, and he didn't get their respect so much. He felt like an outsider who was trying to prove that he was Mexican, you know. And in a lot of ways, people said, you know, he didn't fight Mexican enough. You know, he didn't look like a guy, you know, a Mexican warrior. You know, this was the golden boy. And he was always trying to prove that he was more than just that. And in some ways, that has been the fire that has been with him.
The twists and turns and the non-stop battle, it continues on as we've reached the 1 minute mark to go.
In and out, in and out, in and out. Let's move. Keep your hands up. Jack, use the time.
Pulls the trigger right away with the left hand after getting tagged himself. Tried to land that upstairs and was off the mark. Seconds to go in this round. End of this round. Joe and Teddy sitting ringside with you. It gives us time to reflect on the bigger picture of boxing. You know, it was interesting. We had a fan walk up to you earlier today and say, hey, I know you learned everything from the legendary Cus D'Amato, the great trainer. And he said to you, what's the one thing you took away from all your years with Cus? What did you say to him?
Well, it wasn't a paycheck, I'll tell you that much, because Cus didn't believe in paying you for that. He said you're going to college, you're getting a valuable education, and you're not even being forced to pay a tuition. So I understood that. We worked 7 days a week, so there was no union. Cus believed in working on Sundays, so you couldn't go complain and say I'm being overworked. But I think, seriously, that the most important thing that I learned, of course, that from a technical standpoint, you have to be really secure in those areas. No matter how much talent a fighter has, you have to teach them right, teach them the fundamentals, but mentally. You have to understand that a fighter's really always under fear. And you have to understand those dimensions, those parameters. And you have to be able to find a way to get in there, understanding how he feels mentally and understanding how that can impair his judgment, stop him from doing simple physical things.
Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head. His opponent got away from that uppercut. Good looking counter punch. Oscar De La Hoya's got a way of just getting away from that punch. Here's one for you now, he says, right back with the left hand. De La Hoya is a pro, but he's not a well-rounded pro, because a better level of fighter would be committing to the body more here, wouldn't he, Teddy?
Yeah, well, first of all, he would recognize that that's where he's supposed to be going now that his opponent, you know, is taking off a little bit with those fast shoes. No better way to take those shoes off his feet than to go downstairs.
Good-looking counter punch. De La Hoya's cheek is ripped open right there. You can see the cut. What one right back in return. Nice work by Oscar De La Hoya. Nothing there on the punch by Sugar Shane. You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there.
You're doing great. Keep the pressure on him. Keep on him. No need to get excited. You're doing fine. Let's get on that sweller. Listen, I need to see more punches, okay? Whenever he misses, count.
As another round gets underway, it gets us thinking, how much more of this will we see? Hard to envision this fight going the distance with how lopsided it's been.
Up and down, side to side.
I don't know how they are keeping this up. They are setting such a scorching pace of action in this fight. Not an accurate hook at all. Teddy, is this becoming a mental thing with him? I mean, he's not firing off the big power punches. I got to wonder why.
You know, that's a good question. Sometimes a guy is making a silent agreement in his mind that maybe if I don't hit him hard, he won't hit me hard back. He's not confident enough now to throw the punches without worrying about what had come back at him.
The emotional story of Oscar De La Hoya honoring his mother Cecilia, who died of breast cancer, was one aspect of Oscar, the golden boy. But the bottom line is, this is a guy who could flat out fight.
Yeah, he's a guy that could flat out fight, and a guy that when the moment has come, he's behaved like a fighter. You know, beyond the image of the golden boy, behind that 14-carat smile with those sparkling white teeth, was a guy that could get down and dirty when he had to.
Dismisses his opponent's headshot. What a good counterpunch by Sugar Shane. Sugar Shane Mosley's speed, to me, Teddy, is clearly the biggest difference we've seen so far tonight.
Yeah, but there's ways to take away speed. One is to go downstairs to the body and start to discourage the guy a little bit. You know, take some of the air out of those sails.
Teddy, it just feels like one of those nights, one of those fights where somebody's getting hurt, where this is not going to the judges' scorecards.
I feel like I'm in Coney Island watching one of those hot dog eating contests where somebody's going to try to eat 50 of them, 60 of them. In other words, he's not worried how he's going to feel at the end of the night.
Okay, listen, you can throw him off with head movements. That's it. Throw him off with head movements. Get on that. Get on that.
Back to action here at the start of this round. That last round was very interesting because it was the kind of round that can turn a fight in a completely new direction. He did well.
Yeah, you know, the old-time saying was bad start, good finish. Well, that's what he's hoping for, good finish.
Very fine job on the outside by Sugar Shane Mosley, putting things together now. Oscar De La Hoya is treating the word slip like it truly is a four-letter word.
Yeah, he is. He needs to. He's slipping all right. He's slipping over the other guy's left hook. He needs to start actually slipping by moving his head side to side.
A stinging counterpunch after some fine defense by Mosley. De La Hoya's cheek is ripped open right there. You can see the cut. What a fight. What a great, great, non-stop action fight this has been. Counterpunch. Good stuff in the opening 2 minutes. A minute to go in this round. That was not well targeted by Mosley. Here, and you can see the fans really enjoying themselves tonight. You know, Teddy, I think maybe more so than any other sport, boxing fans are not just passionate like in other sports, but they are smart and savvy. They know the game inside and out.
Well, they follow the contestants. They do understand the parameters of the game. And you know what? They come here and they kind of demand from those fighters the performance that they expect from them. If they expect a guy to box, you hear them every once in a while saying, hey, come on, you know, let's get that jab working. They act like coaches sometimes.
So as the bell sounds, we put to bed the first half of this fight, and we are underway with a new round. Able to get rid of that one. Here's one for you now, he says, right back with the left hand. Shane Mosley's coming up with the answers, avoiding that punch. Nice block by Sugar Shane. Defense just covering up down low. Seconds to go in what has been a toe-to-toe war. Oh, what a great round. This is why we love the sport, Teddy. I mean, this is just back and forth action nonstop.
Well, Joe, when special events have happened in history, you remember where you are. Right now, I'm going to remember where I was during this fight. I'm watching a special epic right in front of me.
Glad to be here doing it, too. What a war this is. Keeping his hands up, getting rid of his opponent's offense. As we come to the end of the round, Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, that's one of those rounds where I wonder what were the judges looking for, because it's tough to kind of draw a line between those two fighters.
Yeah, very close, but one of those rounds where you could steal it. You did a little bit more in those last 30, 20 seconds. Maybe that's the impression the judges are left with.
You need to capitalize on his mistakes, okay? I want to see that counter hook. Make him pay for the mistakes. You just focus on the fight. We'll take care of it.
Another round. Will it go in another one-way direction? It's been a one-sided fight so far tonight. And that's what fighters do. Pulls the trigger right away after taking one. They both decide to bring it. So swiftly able to turn defense into offense. Nice counter punch.
And what you're noticing here is his opponent is starting to be a little wary of letting his jab go, because every time he jabs, he gets caught.
Very fine job on the outside by Sugar Shane Mosley, putting things together now. Shane Mosley's favorite punch is the jab, and tonight he's loving it.
Well, the jab is the table setter, Joe, and he set a beautiful table tonight. Napkin on the left, you know, small fork on the left, knife on the right, and the food right in the middle. And he's eating all night.
You taking some English etiquette classes?
You getting hungry?
He gives as well as he takes. You saw it on that exchange. A minute to go in what has been a memorable round. Great stuff from these two. Blocks that punch. Hoya's got to figure out now, Teddy, a way to properly defend himself with that swollen eye.
Yeah, he has to understand what side that he can't defend from, where the punches can come, and not give his opponent that side. Make sure that he moves to the certain kind of way in the ring where he keeps his opponent away from that bad eye, moves him towards the good eye, gives him the best shot.
able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. What a good war this has been. What a good, solid fight it's been. The kind of fight that tells me somebody wants to get rid of the other guy.
It almost looks like they made a deal where neither one could win by decision, where if they didn't win by knockout, it doesn't count.
Don't fight his fight. Jab more. We'll take care of the swelling. Just focus on the fight and we'll take care of the swelling.
Back to action now. We're underway in what has been a completely one-sided fight. You get the sense this one may not go the distance. A stinging counterpunch after some fine defense by Mosley. Oh boy, look at this. Right from the get-go, they go after one another.
They remind me of my 15-year-old son going to the dinner table.
Use the jab. In and out.
Good block by David Hoya. Was bad. Now you see the result. The ref stepping in, stopping this fight. That's a TKO. Shane Mosley's your winner by technical knockout.
Saw a little bit of everything tonight. You know, you saw he could fight inside, outside, and you saw he had a pretty good set of whiskers, too.
Solid victory for him. And for us, we say goodnight. I'm Joe Tessitore for Teddy Atlas saying thanks for being with us and enjoy the rest of your night.